Hello everyone, long time no see, but welcome again to Ellie Loves Korea. Last year, when I opened this channel, I didn't know how to name it. This was my baby project. I had some projects similar to this one in the past, and in a rush to submit this channel to the K-Influencer Academy 2023, I ended up choosing a vague name such as Ellie Loves Korea. And I call it vague because I have never been to Korea, so what to love about it? Like in many other languages, there are words from Korean that cannot be literally translated into other languages with just one simple word. In Korean, there is a word, mat. Now, it can be like literally translated as taste, but it is also commonly used as a metaphor to talk about the feeling that something gives. So with this in mind, do you know the mat of Korea? Well, I don't know about you, but my first K-pop song was Mine Me Mine by 4 Minute. And this music video was something like I had never seen before. I remember I got captivated by the choreographies, the extravagant hairstyles, and obviously by our cancelled queen Hyuna. I mentioned this, my first experience with K-pop, because the musical genre was what made me learn about a country called Korea. And I think that this is a shared experience. Like maybe we had heard from a country called South Korea, but I consider K-pop works like a perfect media to attract more people to Korean culture. I have never been to South Korea, though it is a goal to get to do it soon, but I still feel familiar to famous Korean dishes, neighborhoods, manners, and some words. Now, do not let me down on this one, but I think K-pop has made us familiar with certain words, and we know what they mean without having the need to study the language. 안녕, 어떡해, 내가 제일 잘 나가. Or let's say gashina. Now, it was summer 2017. Wonder Girls had just dissolved. Sad moment in K-pop culture. But Sunmi was determined to conquer the K-pop industry with her single Gashina. Suddenly, we found ourselves dancing to the iconic choreography. This song got number 3 on the US digital singles chart of Billboard, and it got 5 wins in Korean music shows. If you don't count this as a success, I really don't know how much do you want. And the thing is, Gashina did not only become one of the top songs in K-pop, but also a word that we can all feel familiar to. Talking about the word Gashina required a lot of research, and I didn't want to just come here and give you one definition. Doing my research, I found how rich this word is. And I hope you fall in love more with this song after learning the cultural context behind this word. So just like any other language, Korean presents particularities and variations according to the area where it is spoken. Now, I actually have to read this one. The provinces Gyeongsang and Cholla at the south of Korea have the word gashina, which means woman. In these provinces, the word is used to refer to girls. However, depending on the context, it can also be used to talk about girlfriends or sisters. Now, since this is not a formal word, it cannot be used with women you do not know or with a woman who deserves a respectful treatment like your boss or a teacher. So here's one interesting fact. Sunmi is from Iksan in the province of Jeolla at the south of South Korea. So she's actually a southern woman, girlfriend, sister, as the one her song mentions. But maybe this is just the reason why she was so familiarized with the multiple meanings from this word. In the south central region of Chungcheongnam, there is also a tendency to recognize Kashina as a word bitch. I have to spell it because I don't want to get banned from YouTube. Related to this last meaning, I read on a website dedicated to Sunmi's lyrics this following part that I'm gonna read to you. Gashinata, gashi means thorn, and ada means screw. So gashina could also mean thorn screw on my body. For me, these last two meanings make a lot of sense together. After suffering a love deception, the woman has become a bitch who is willing to take revenge and has turned, metaphorically speaking, into a flower that grew thorns to protect herself. If at this moment you go to Google and search for gashina meaning, most, if not all of the results from the website are going to be related to Sunmi's song. So this song has become an ambassador somehow of this Korean slang around the world. I loved Wonder Girls. I want nobody but them. And this song by Sunmi is one of my favorite songs ever. It is probably like 80% of my playlists. And if you haven't heard it, please listen to it. Go watch the music video ASAP. On the last months, I have read a lot of comments from K-pop fans about it becoming more international in a bad way. Like K-pop music renouncing to its original sound to adapt itself to more Western culture and audiences, or writing each time more and more lyrics in English so that Western fans can actually sing to it. The issue for a lot of fans is that these English lyrics just don't make sense. And one of the groups that has been pointed out for doing this more frequently has been the girl group (G)I-DLE. Personally, I consider Suyeon as one of the most relevant K-pop producers from this generation. She has been producing hit after hit ever since the group debuted in 2018. Last year, they released their mini album, I Feel, and it had two singles, Allergy and Queen Card. 3, 2. Queen Card, being the masterpiece it was meant to be, took all over TikTok. Everybody was dancing along. And this term may seem to us so much more familiar because we think it is in English when it's actually not. Yeah, its origin is technically in English, but it has to do with Korean slang more than it seems like. So Queen Card does not refer to this. According to this article I read, I'm gonna give you the link. It's called You Wanna Be the Queen Card. It says, the term Queen Card or Queen Ka is actually a Korean slang term used in the 2000s, meaning a popular female student. So the Queen Card is not the same as what we know in Western culture as the Queen Bee. For the Queen Card is not necessarily a mean girl. Every Korean kid who went to middle school or high school in the 2000s is familiar to this word and its meaning, but the word was not used anymore on the 2010s. Same as Gashina, if you try to search the meaning of it on Google, you won't have any results from before 2023, the year where the song was released. This song was such a sensation that it brought back the Korean slang. I think it makes sense if we consider in the 2000s it was not as easy as it is now to have a website on the internet, and since it was like young people's slang, it definitely didn't make it into serious websites or dictionaries. I consider it is fair to say J-Idol made the slang reborn. The song Queen Card got a perfect all kill on Korean music shows. It was considered by the Recording Academy as one of the K-pop songs that defined the 2023, and it was also nominated for Song of the Year on the Mnet Asian Music Awards and the Melon Music Awards. It didn't win those, but I think it won our hearts and the title of iconic. The taste of Korea is rich, and even in such a pop phenomenon as it is K-pop, I think that we can really find Korean identity in there. K-pop has become one of the most influential music genres right now, and I just find it beautiful that it serves as a media so that we can learn more about Korean culture. Now I am so excited because this weekend I am attending the TXT concert in Houston, and I hope to get to know more Moas over there, and of course I'm gonna share my experience with you in one of the next videos. So wish me all the best luck to get an interaction with my bias Yeonjun. Meanwhile, I hope you also have a great weekend, and I hope to see you soon on the second part of the Math of Korea. Bye!